Hello and welcome to Obscura Undead. We have a music recommendation for you today. It's going to be Black Rose Burning with the album called The Wheel. I'm Mouse.
I'm Ian.
And we actually are going to be doing your reviews all week. We have 3 reviews that'll be coming up. So the first one, Black Rose Burning.
Black Rose Burning, the solo project of George Grant out of the New York area.
New York. I like how you said that. We know George from Twitch and online. He's a great guy, and he came down for Absolution Fest to Tampa, Florida. Mm-hmm. And we are excited to go over his, it's his second studio-length album called The Wheel, which was released on November 14th. It's a full album. There's 13 tracks?
13 tracks? No, 12. 12 tracks. 12 tracks. Very cool artwork on the cover. Very, I
keep thinking of, The Wheel of Time.
Wheel of Time, the Wheel of the Year. I think of, very, mystical. It looks like a priestess, like a high priestess or a goddess on the album cover. And we
know he's a Dune fan, so he's into all of that, ancient mystical lore stuff. Huge Dune fan. Mm-hmm.
Band describes them, their act, as a goth, post-punk, synthwave, rock, and shoegaze act. I think that seems to be pretty accurate for this album.
I'm not sure about the shoegaze, but everything else I've definitely heard in his music.
I found a few elements of shoegaze in some of the tracks. It's very subtly worked in there. I don't know if with the prior album I'd have to listen to it again, but there's a little bit of it in this, I think. I found a little bit.
I did also like that his bio says reminiscent of bands like Tears for Fears and The Church, matched with the drive and determination of Sisters in Mercy and Bauhaus. I definitely hear Tears for Fears inspiration, especially in the first track. First track is an intro track, and anybody who's listened to my reviews knows how I feel about intros. I usually skip them completely.
He actually did a cover of Tears for Fears. He did shout with, I know he did it with James Perry from Ashes Fallen. And
oh yeah, it's right here.
There were some other people that he worked with as well.
It was a bunch of people. Hang on. It was Brian Vigilone from Dresden Dolls, Andrew Sega, and Alex Alex from Hollowed Hearts. Sorry, Alex.
Right. So
and Anka from The Long Losts.
Yep. So, and I've heard the cover, and they did a really nice job with it. So
they did, and now it's clicking when I listen to this album that he's actually a Tears for Fears fan. The way he sings normally sounds like Roland Orzabal, very projecting and strong vocals. But this opening track, I love it. The drums just remind me that you're going to get into an epic album.
He kind of goes all over here with this album as well. There's a few tracks that are more rock heavy. There's a few that tend to be more synth heavy.
I heard a few that were definitely 80s pop ballad influenced.
Yep.
And a couple of them had that epic power post-rock sound.
Yes.
If that's the way I can describe it.
I think so. I think that came out a lot on the track Antonia, which I do believe, if I remember correctly, because I had a lot to drink at Absolution Fest, I believe it's his partner. Her name is Tony. So I'm drawing the connection that this may be a love letter or a song to compliment his muse. So that's my theory. We'll have to follow that up with George, if you're watching, George.
Interesting.
So, but it came out more like a power ballad, this is my ode to...
Right.
Yeah.
Track 2, track 3, No Love Lost.
That's a good one.
I truly loved the synths on that song. So most of the album is guitar based,
right?
Which is great. But the synths are they're shining a little bit more on this album than I've heard on previous albums.
Right.
I think a lot of that has to do with mastering by Jason Corbett.
Of actors.
Yeah. one thing that's great about Actors, which we may have to mention again, is the marriage of guitars and synths, perfectly balanced so that you can actually appreciate both. And that comes out in this album, and I think that's a strong factor of how the album truly shines.
Yes, because there was this balance of like there were some tracks that were more synth heavier than others. There were some songs on here that like blended it perfectly together. Then there were some tracks that was like, wow, this is like a synth roller coaster ride, and I'm going through the galaxy, and he's taking me to Arrakis, and he's taking me to, who knows.
It does say galactic post rock, I think, in one of the descriptions on Bandcamp.
Let's see here.
There's another song that I wanted to point out, A Little Too Little. I absolutely loved that song. It was track 4. It was slower, like a soulful ballad, I guess you can say. And they have all the lyrics on Bandcamp, which I love. And I loved the melody on that particular track and the alternating vocals, because that was just brilliant, and it just makes you want to listen to it again after the track ends. Any other tracks that you liked?
I liked Lightspeed, and I don't know if that's because I'm a Star Wars fan or what, but I really liked Lightspeed. The lyrics are great, and you'd think a song like Lightspeed would be like super high tempo fast, and it's a really laid back song talking about like it makes him wary. He doesn't like going that fast. He likes to just kind of slow down and enjoy the ride. And I mean, he even says it right, the lyrics, Lightspeed, it makes me wary, baby.
Right after that is the song The Wheel. It is the title track, same as the album. And this is the one I was thinking of that has that epic flair to it. Yes. It sounds like an epic power ballad song that inspired by like 1987, straight up 1987. There's a like a sing-along chanting chorus, comes back to like some inspiration from Tears for Fears here. And I was singing it by the end of the song, and then it just fades out. I wish it had an actual ending, but it's just the chorus just repeating and repeating, and then it fades out.
It's a solid album.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And we can't forget the song Every Single Time. Someone had actually mentioned that. That was their favorite one on the Bandcamp. And I really liked that one as well, because it does have an uplifting 80s style to it. And even though he's doing like this like goth, like post-punk, it still has like this like happy pop to it almost.
Yeah, overall, like I didn't find, like even when he's dealing with darker lyrics, he's still putting in a bit of, I don't know how you could convey hope with your sound, but it doesn't sound like it's not so down and depressing. Like there is an upbeatness to what he's writing, even when he's talking about life bringing him down, like he's just keeps going. And I wonder if when you look at the album, like smack dab in the middle, it comes back to Antonia. So I wonder if that whole ode to Antonia, maybe that's what's keeping him anchored. We'll have to find out.
All right, Antonia, my love. All right, well, excellent album. I hope you pick it up. It did come out on November 17th. I don't know why I said November 14th before. You can get it on Bandcamp. And gosh, thank you, Jason Corbett, for mastering the album. Like it was, I'm sure it was great to begin with when it was delivered to you, but now it's like super awesome.
Yep, and it says right here,
supporting it.
This album will give you songs of Love Lost, Love Won, and Outer Space. 50 minutes of galactic post-rock, post-punk.
Exactly.
With the funk.
With the funk. All right. So that wraps it up. Got any last words you want to say?
Nope. Just check it out. Check it.
All right. Usually I say something quippy or inspirational.
Upbeat, positive. You go for it. I have no upbeat, positive words.
That's a good one.
What?
You go for it. So I'm sure there's probably something weighing on your mind that you're thinking about it. You're not sure if you should do it or not. Answer is you go for it. That's my word of the day. Yeah. Okay. So thank you guys so much for checking in. And we will see you in a few days with our next review.
Cool.
Bye.
Bye.